Good morning. I don't have a whole lot done. Well, I do have a whole lot done. I have the hats that I have been redoing. So I do have those done. I have, I think, 8 more left to do. So I will insert a video of those hats here. I'm not going to open them up and show you again. I had to redo them, like I said, because of a mistake in the pattern that was chosen. But that's okay. Like I said, I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for the kids. Oh, by the way, I'm Jane. This is Scraptastic Yarns. Sorry about that. So that basically is all I have been working on besides sewing up Bible covers and a couple of bags for the shop. But those will be coming up later on in this week, and we'll kind of get to that a little bit later. I had thought that since I don't have a whole lot to show you, that in a little bit I will bring all my WIPS out and I will start to put them down on paper so that I know what I have to do, the items that are left to do, and again, looking at them, deciding whether I am going to finish them, frog them, whatever. But we'll do that in just a little bit. But first of all, I thought I would show you, I had decided to start Crystal Bagay's shawl, crochet along. And as you know, I think she's down to I think this week starts the 3rd section of it. And I think I've gotten down to row 8, I'm not positive. And gotten down to that, and my internet went down. So I couldn't finish watching the videos because I'd planned on catching up completely, totally, and being all ready today to have it done. But I had no internet for the past 24 hours. So I was unable to finish it. Normally when I do something like that along with someone's pattern, I will sit down, write the pattern out as they're going through it, and then I will replay it and crochet along and double check what I've written for the pattern when I am doing that. But I didn't do that, so yeah, there's that. So it's just a day full of nothing. What can I say? There are weeks that are like that. And I can't say that it's nothing. I mean, I do have a full box of hats that are ready to go back, and about 6 or 7 in another box, and I'll finish up the rest of those hats this week and they'll be ready to go, and then I'll be moving on to the rest of my projects. So that is my plan. So I hope you will enjoy this next section where I basically just sit down and go through my WIPS, show them again to you, and determine whether I'm going to do it or not, and of course document those WIPS. Okay, we're ready to go through the projects. Before I've gone through these in the past and I've said, yes, I'm going to do this, yes, I'm going to continue this. These are project bags that I have sitting around in the back room, and some of them are here in the living room, so I think I need to address this because I put them back there and I have no idea what I have. I had asked in the past for different ideas for ways to keep track of projects, and everyone, gave me some sort of ideas, but I need to find a system that works for me. So that is what I'm trying to do at the moment. So the first thing is I do have my sugar skull bag, and I think this has a shawl in it, but I'm not positive. I do have a TV tray here in front that and it does have a shawl. This is the one that has alpaca in it. This is a beautiful shawl in, pretty lavender, nice lace stitch. This is the Rose of Lavender shawl that was put out by Knit Crate in one of their books, and I can't even remember what month it was. It is a pattern by Susan Lohman, the Crochet Architect on Ravelry. It is a knit pattern though. And that is that shawl. It's a very beautiful shawl. So yes, I am going to continue this one. Like I said, I have a TV tray here in front of me that I'm writing on a notebook what I have. And I am actually writing where it's at, so I know where to find it. That one I will be doing. This one, the alpaca is a 20% alpaca blend, baby alpaca. I do wear cotton gloves when I'm working with it. It is a very intense pattern, and in the past what I was doing was one row at a time. And so I need to get back into that. I am also including projects that I've been working on. This one was a restart, and it is the Lacy Tunisian full stitch shawl that I'm working at, and that is in a Pima, a Highland wool by Knit Crate in the blush color. I am going to continue with my painted honeycomb blanket, so that one will be continued. Now this bag, I have no idea what's in this. However, I feel a yarn bowl in there. This actually has Knit Picks Chroma in Midwinter. 2 balls in there. And apparently I ripped out whatever I was working on because there is no pattern there. So that one will go on the shelf to be done as another pattern. This one I'm not doing. This is that knitted knitted sweater that I was doing by, I think it was Sorella, one of her projects. The full comfy, it's a comfy knit sweater. That one I am not going to do. I'm not going to finish that one. So that one needs to be ripped out, so it needs to go back into the yarn stash. This is the comfy cotton shirt that I was making. I am going to finish that. And this was basically just a pattern sort of on my own doing that. This one I will finish. It is a knitted sweater, stockinette knit, and I had started front and back. I do want to finish that. That is basically just a pullover, knitted pullover. It is a generalized recipe pattern. I will finish that. That is on the list to be finished. And of course, that pillow that I was making, the flower pillow, I do plan on finishing that. That's was printed out in black and white. That's the flower that I was doing. I am going to finish that, so that will be done. That's going to go in the work on pile. Crocheted flower pillow. I have a few more bags. This, of course, is the Tunisian baby blanket. I never did finish it, and I do want to finish it so that I can get that sent out. So that one I will finish. I say Tunisian knitted, it's not really knitted, it's a sampler. So I will be finishing that one. And I think I have two more things. One is this project, and I keep putting it off. This again was some knit crate yarn. Oh, I think I got it caught in the zipper. No, this is, yes, it's knit crate yarn, but the pattern is the Adalia pattern, crochet pattern by Expression Fiber Arts. And I had started it, and I do want to finish it. I had knit crate yarns with sparkle in that gray sparkle and that sort of maroonish, reddish sparkle. I was going to mix those to be able to finish this, and I do plan on working on that one. So that one will be a work on, finish as well. See, it's good to have an idea of the list that you need to do to finish, that you want to work on. And of course, the only other thing that I have on there is Bagay Days composed of madness that I will continue to work on. So I hope you enjoyed just this little bit of a session of going through things to see what I had. The only other thing that I have is my spring shawl that I was working on. I do plan on finishing that. I was wanting to get that finished and then to bring out some yarn and do a tutorial on it. So I do plan on that. That will be coming up within the next year. That's all I can say. So now I have an idea of the things that I need to finish, that I need to work on, so that I can start with a plan. Because I have craft ADD, I see something and I want to do it, so I forget about all these others, and I do it. And I'm trying to stop that kind of thing, just because. Now, some of the other things I plan on doing with the channel here is I do want to continue the Tunisian stitches. I want to go over, I think the wheat stitch is the one that's in that shawl along that Arnie had done, so I would like to do that, and then I would like to film as I am working on that shawl, because I think I've wanted to do that shawl for a long time. It's a Tunisian crochet shawl, and I think it's time to do it, to work on it. I am trying to decide the yarn that I would like to do it in. So I am looking for yarn, choosing yarn out of my stash. And yes, I'm going to use stash because I have so much of it. And this is the year of scorched earth for me again. Not only with my yarn, but with my fabric as well. Because I have so much fabric that it's not even funny. But I needed to have a basis to start with, and I thought this was a good way to at least have an idea of what I have, what I need to work on, and then of course that other one I will rip out and put the yarn back up into the yarn stash in the back. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, let's move on to what in Tarnation. Now that we've gotten those WIPS out of the way, are you ready for a little what in Tarnation? Not a whole lot of stories today, but some of them are fairly interesting. Bakery asks customers to check cookies for lost diamond. The owner of a Kansas bakery is asking customers to eat their cookies carefully after she lost the 4,000 diamond from her ring in the dough. Dawn Sis Monroe, owner of Sis Sweets Cookies and Cafe in Leavenworth, said the diamond fell off the ring that has been on her finger for 36 years at some point while she was at the shop. We kind of went back to the kitchen, looked around, she told KMBC TV. She fears that the gem ended up in the cookie dough. If you happen to find it, I will be forever in debt if you will return it, she wrote on the business Facebook page. And on the video, she says she'll make it worth your while. So, and she does tell you which cookies she believes that it is most likely in. So, if you find a diamond while you're eating your cookie, let this gal know. I'm sure you're going to get a cracked tooth out of it. Wacky Pet Names finalists include ChugChug Pickles and Steph Purrrry. A pet insurance company is inviting the public to vote on some of the most unusual animal monikers for its annual Wacky Pet Names prize. Nationwide said the most bizarre names were chosen from the company's currently enrolled pets and split into 3 categories: dog, cat, and exotic. The finalists in the dog category are Boots with the Fur, ChugChug Pickles, Little Richard Simmons Sweatin' to the Oldies, Lord Waddles, Lulu the Conqueror, Molly from Corporate, Mr. Pizza Puff, One Love Tiny Dancer Princess, Margaret Rose Windsor, Team the Bandit Player, and The News. The feline finalists are Balsamic Vin, Car Alarm, Itty Bitty Kitty Committee, Meowanaise, Minerva Meowgonagal, Necromacat, Samsung Family, Hub Refrigerator, Skull Crusher, Steph Purrrry, and Tony Scarface Baloney. The finalists in the exotic category are a rabbit named Beelzebub, a ferret named Boo Boo Bean, a snake named Boop Noodle, a guinea pig named Cowpig, a tegu lizard named Frosted Mini Wheats, a macaw named Magic Nugget, a tortoise named Midsize Sedan, a ferret named Mumbo Jumbo, a pig named Snoop Hoggy Hog, and a rabbit named Thor Odinbun, God of Bunder. And voting is open until next Friday. So if you're looking to vote on these names, put in Nationwide Pet Insurance Pet Names or something like that, and you should be able to find it. You know, last Monday was the eclipse, solar eclipse. I hope some of you got it. I did catch it. It was very interesting to see. The cats were a little freaked out, just a tiny bit at first. I'm not sure if they could sense something was going on when the temperature went down, but then they went to sleep and it was fine. And I was really worried about them. All right, chicken dons tiny glasses to watch the solar eclipse and lays an egg. One unusual solar eclipse spectator who watched the sun disappear in Arkansas is going viral for a particularly tiny pair of protective glasses and her feathered form. Tad Findley of Amity watched the eclipse Monday with his pet chicken Gertrude in his arms and wearing her own pair of eclipse protection glasses. Findley's sister, Carolyn Findley Shell, snapped a picture of the scene and posted it to social media, earning Gertrude several new fans. Findley told KTH-TV that Gertrude was excited by her first solar eclipse. She was so excited that she laid an egg during the event. The brother and sister said they attempted to outfit their cows with eclipse glasses so they could also enjoy the rare phenomenon, but the animals weren't interested in donning eyewear. You have to wonder about goats. You know, they're very agile critters, but it's rather interesting when they get in unusual places. Escaped mountain goat rescued from Missouri Bridge. Firefighters and animal rescues teamed up in Missouri to rescue an escaped mountain goat seen climbing the support pillars under a highway overpass bridge. That happened in Pennsylvania a couple of years ago. Rather interesting. The Kansas City Fire Department was summoned to the bridge at East 63rd Street and Lewis Road near Swope Park when the goat was spotted on a ledge near the top of the bridge Monday afternoon. A portion of the road was blocked off by authorities while authorities attempted a rescue. A witness who formerly served as an animal control officer attempted to use a rope to guide the goat to safety, but the animal ended up going off the edge and was suspended from the rope for a short time. A veterinarian on the ground sedated the goat and the animal was transported to the KC Pet Project. Once he was off the bridge, he was transported to our shelter where he received fluids from our veterinary team and is set up overnight to rest. We're hopeful he'll make a full recovery. Tori Fugate, Chief Communications Officer for the KC Pet Project, said the goat recently had been adopted by a nearby resident and escaped from its new home. This next story, at first when I read it, I misread it, but it's still interesting. Two-story house floats through San Francisco Bay. The mystery of a two-story home seen floating in the San Francisco Bay for several days has been solved. The wood-shingled home was first spotted in the water on Sunday and was seen in various locations around the bay in the ensuing days. The U.S. Coast Guard said it is monitoring the private transfer of the house, which was built atop a floating barge. The floating house sparked a flurry of speculation when it was first seen in the water, with many pointing out similarities to the Pixar film Up, just on the water instead of the air. It has now been revealed that the house was the second to last houseboat to leave the Redwood City Marina. The marina was formerly home to more than 100 people living on the water, but the city started evicting the houseboats in 2015 after lawsuits from nearby residents. The house arrived Tuesday at its new home at the Commodore Marina in South Salito. Phil Hott of Sausalito said the house's journey took several hours longer than expected. It was up a twisty channel, so you have to have the tide right, and you have to come down without the wind blowing you into the bank, he told NBC Bay Area. These things are very heavy, then it has to travel through the bay. And the winds and the tide changes and the current is going out. You don't want it to drag you out to the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm sure you don't. So, we are now moving on to our devotion. Promises from God's Heart. And I'm positive I got this at Ollie's. I get a lot of my devotional books at Ollie's. They're good prices, what can I say? Promises from God's Heart in times of grief. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and he saves those whose spirits have been crushed. Psalm 34:18 in NCV. Is that New Christian Version? I don't know what that is. What a wonderful God we have. He is the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the source of every mercy and the one who so wonderfully comforts and strengthens us in our hardships and our trials. And why does he do this? So that when others are troubled, needing our sympathy and encouragement, we can pass on to them the same help and comfort God has given us. 2 Corinthians 1, verse 4. Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your breakers and your billows have swept over me. The Lord will send his faithful love by day. His song will be with me in the night, a prayer to the God of my life. Psalm 42, verses 7 through 8. But I will send you the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, the source of all truth. He will come to you from the Father and will tell you all about me. John 15, verse 26. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. Lamentations 3, verse 22. May our Lord Jesus Christ himself and God our Father, who has loved us and given us eternal encouragement and good hope by grace, encourage your hearts and strengthen you in every good work and word. 2 Thessalonians 2, verses 16 through 17. Look, God's dwelling is with humanity, and he will live with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will no longer exist. Grief, crying, and pain will exist no longer, because the previous things have passed away. Revelation 21, verse 3 through 4. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next week when I will be back on track with all the things that I want to make. Oh, it's a little crazy around here sometimes. I will tell you my cats are a little upset with me, so pray for me that they don't eat me during the night. When I had gone to the store to get their cat food, the store was out of their normal cat food, so of course I had to get them something different, and they're not pleased with it. They have been glaring at me every time I walk past the kitchen. They come and meow at me and look at me with starving eyes. They're not starving. They're just stubborn. They're cats. This is the way cats are. So, anyway, hopefully next week their food will be back in the store, and they will be back to their happy little cat selves. All right, guys, I'll see you again next week. Remember to be a little kinder to yourselves. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.